Well, hello and welcome, people of the internet, to another adventure. My name is Ganyonz, and today we're checking out Dreadhunter. This is a sweet little looter shooter action RPG, and we're gonna battle through here. I've been playing this game here for probably, I don't know, what, 45 minutes to an hour ish. And it's really fun so far. It's actually extremely fun. So, hey everyone, just want to take a quick pause here, and I apologize if I butcher this name, but want to give a shout out to Matu for actually reaching out and providing the key for this game. Matu is the CEO and co-founder of Trickster Arts, the developers behind Dreadhunter. So thank you so much for providing the key so that way we can check out this game. And without further ado, let's hop back in. If you look at this anywhere online, you are very likely going to see the same things. And yes, I'm going to say the same thing. It is very much Diablo meets Doom. And there's a lot of good reason for that. Obviously, you know, looking at it, it's an isometric game. We got a whole bunch of maps. We even got, let's get rid of this guy. We've got the little map here so we can see our full map. But it's also very much Doom. It is a very fast-paced shooter. You know, killing enemies is going to give you a bunch of health, a bunch of ammo. We got a bunch of crazy guns, we got a bunch of crazy enemies, and it is very fast-paced. There's always going to be something to do, and always going to be something to kill, and always going to be a cool way to do so. So, we got our three guns. We have three different types of guns, I should say. So, you're going to be able to equip a light gun, medium gun, and heavy gun. Right now, I'm using the light gun. This is just an assault rifle, which you'd think is more of a medium gun, but in this game, it's classified as a light gun. Ooh, pick up that. We got these little loot chests. Obviously, they have money in them. They got ammo. They got health sometimes, and they have different mods, which we'll be able to see later on. We got my medium gun here. This is just a grenade launcher, which is exactly what you think it is. It just fires a little pew-pew grenade. And we got our heavy gun. I got a railgun on right now, which is a crazy fast machine gun here. Go ahead and kill these guys. I also have a power sword equipped, which you can see is a little glowing sword. All our enemies here, when they get close to dying, they're gonna turn like a like blue color and kind of irradiate themselves. And if we melee kill them at that point, we're going to get some bonus health. Ooh, okay. Dashed the wrong way on that one. These little bomby things like to charge at you and explode. No, thank you. Or I'll get hit. Then we have like these hordeling guys. They just like to group up. They're pretty much your just generic enemies in this game. And then you have like these like dinosaur-looking cybernetic robot thingies. They like to stay invisible, and they'll just pop up on you. So you can see that guy was kind of glowing blue. We'll get these mods. We'll pick up some of these. We'll take a look at those later. So right now I'm in the middle of a mission. And basically these missions are in these procedurally generated, or I don't know if procedurally generated is the correct word. It probably is, but all the dungeons are random every time you play. So when you start playing the game, you'll get to pick what difficulty. At the start, you'll only get easy, normal difficulty. Later on, you'll be able to pick, you know, hard, and I think it was like hard and impossible. There's just basically two more difficulties that you can choose from. There are also perma-difficulty modes, so if you want to play on hardcore, you can absolutely play this game on hardcore. I can definitely see a lot of players wanting to pick this up and have a hardcore experience. This game definitely lends itself. We got little ammo packs. These green things are ammo packs. Pick those up. Let's use the grenade launcher for a little bit. We've also got some skills. So down in the lower left, you'll see that there's two skills, one of which looks like a turret, and one of which looks like, what does that look like? 3 bullets. They're actually homing missiles. I haven't used those yet. So let's see. Let me go into the next room here, and then we'll set up a turret. And you can see what that looks like. We also got our health. Those orange bars down here oh, let's set up the turret here. Take out this guy. There we go. Smack them around. Then we have these homing missiles. Let's see if we can find enemies. I actually haven't used this yet. This is the first map that I've used that on. Oh, get him. Yeah, so the maps are always different. So if you want to do multiple playthroughs, this isn't a roguelike or anything. This is just a straightforward kind of story-based action RPG. So if you ever want to play it again, you know, start on normal, then you want to go to hard or whatever, it's going to be a completely new experience. All the drops are random, so you're going to get new crazy guns. All the guns, you're going to be picking up a bunch of random ones, and they're all going to be different. So just because you have an assault rifle, for example, doesn't mean that you shouldn't pick up another assault rifle. We'll take a look at those later once I finish this dungeon. Ooh, blast them, blast them, blast them. There we go. And then you got a bunch of these like little green baby alien zombie things. They're just kind of there for You know, to give you some easy kills. That way you can get nope, that's not anything. That we can get some health, get some ammo back. Just some easy kills there. All right, let's make our way through. How are we going? We got to go. Let's keep going down here. No, I thought there was a little alien right there. Oh, there he is. There he is. There we go. Send out a missile with this again. And this is a game where, so in other games, like when you have potions, right? I'm that player that likes to hoard potions and then I never use them. This is a game that, unlike the potions with your abilities, you actively want to be using them quite often. So I'm going to need to remember to keep doing that. And we'll go over why, again, later after I finish this dungeon. Oh boy, let's take care of these guys. I'll set up my turret, just have the turret take those out. Alright, let's pick up the health there, get a couple melee attacks. Boom, boom. Pick up these, I don't want to get shocked. We have our dashes down below our health as well. These 3 little orange icons. They are a little bit hard to see, but for the most part, I'm not really ever looking down there. I'm just kind of hitting space when I need to. And if I dash, I dash. If I don't, well, then I don't. Alright, let's get these going. Oh, buddy. Okay. Okay. Let's get the grenade launcher out here. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice, very nice. Get the kills. There we go. So you can see how they're kind of glowing blue. That's the last time I'm going to say that. I think I've said that a couple times already. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Here we go. Here we go. Let's take them out. Oh, we got a bunch of them. Let's grenade up. There we go. Set up the turret. Get our homing missiles going. A couple melee attacks for some good kills. I also have some equipment on, so if you see some explosions as I'm dashing, I have a piece of equipment that has that as a modifier. So that is not native to the game. So you can see right there. Whenever I dash, I have a little explosion wherever I am. The music is super sweet. Very, very Doom-esque, right? It's kind of the exact... Oh, boy, and here we go. So this is the boss of the dungeon. This is why we're here. So basically, every mission you come in, there's some kind of... This was an eliminate mission, but there are also extract missions, which are, for all intents and purposes, you know, they're kind of the same thing. Basically, there's somebody that's in... The mission that I did, there was someone in a... kind of looked like a back-to-tank from Star Wars, right? And we basically just had to shoot the tank a bunch in order to get him out. But there's a lot more enemies that you have to survive. So it's a little bit more of a, like, horde survival versus this right now, which is literally just taking out a boss. There we go. Melee attacking for the kill, and we got him. He drops a bunch of loot. We'll grab all the loot. Grab our health. And I'm just going to check the map here. Yeah, I think we checked the whole map. You definitely want to explore the whole map because there's a whole bunch of drops that you're going to want to pick up on your run. So I'm just going to take a quick look over here, make sure that there's no chests over here. Sweet, and we'll go ahead and end this level. Go back to our main ship, which is where the hub is. And, of course, you spawn in this little tiny thing above a chasm. So in case you miss, you die. Not that's a feature. I'm just saying, like, in-universe, like... Not the smartest place to spawn in. All right, so we got our little hub here. This area right here is basically how we progress the story. There's no voice acting or anything, but, you know, this is early access, so eventually there might be some communication between the people. The scientist says they are producing soldiers. Do we know who and why? There are no battleships or smaller vessel squadrons in the system. Not sounding like much of an invasion, we are receiving more and more dread reports and distress calls, though. I'm sending 2 of them to your deck. Oh, and then we got this other guy. So this is the guy that we rescued in the last mission before I started recording. Plenty more dread reports coming through from Kara. Looks like we don't have to track them down anymore. Of course they are. They've been preparing for a really long time. Production, logistics, weak links, everything. Great, so it is a full-blown invasion from within. And who are they? Well, they are dreads. They are decentralized. They will grow their numbers until the sector is flooded with more of them than you can kill. Oh yeah? There's always a head. Actually, there is. She's called Banshee. She's a product of later experiments I refused to contribute to. They were trying to create dreads based on the humans' worst nightmares and fears. In her case, they succeeded. Alright, and then so once we get the talking done, then we can jump into our next mission. It kind of spawns that up. But we got 2 different things we can look here. Unless there are stairs here? Oh, there are stairs here. It doesn't lead anywhere unless it's kind of like a secret. Oh, no, it just leads you around. Okay. That was kind of the first time I'd seen those, so I wasn't sure if there's anything else down there. So first thing we can look at here is the market. This is where you'll be able to buy different mods. There will be different abilities down here sometimes. It kind of changes up, I believe. I haven't kept a close eye on it. But you can buy all the gear here. You can also sell gear that you pick up and weapons that you pick up along the way. I haven't really gone through and been cleaning this up, but, you know, I have a bunch of other stuff here. The numbers in the corner are it's the current level of the gear. So the way that the gear levels work, you don't actually have to level up the gear themselves. We can come over here, and this is where we can modify gear. So the way modifying works is basically you can pick any piece of gear you want. So for example, I'm going to pick my chain gun. I've already been leveling this up a little bit. We can go ahead and put this right in the center here. And levels, you can only level up your guns or gear to as many levels as your character has. So my character is currently level 6, which means that I can modify this gun 6 times. So currently I have 4, I believe, critical damage. Well, it starts at level 1, right? So each of these bars indicates 1 level. So I've modified this gun 3 times. And you modify guns by finding these mods. So we found a couple of these as we were playing the last dungeon. Currently, crit chance is the only one I can put on because a lot of these are either for, you can see, compatibility back and legs, compatibility with legs, shoulders, guns, all that kind of stuff. So basically it means that I don't have... actually, this says guns. Why can't I put this on? Yeah, I'm not actually sure why I can't put on... Oh, I think probably because you can only put 3 different mods, right? You only can put 3 different types of mods. So if I put like grenade launcher, maybe... Yeah, there we go. Now I can put it on. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Okay, so that's why. So you can only have 3 different types of mods on a gun. But the guns you find... So for example, I have 2 plasma guns here. Now they have the same stats, but some cases... So like in this example, heavy shotgun, I didn't modify this. I just found it modified like this. Same thing with this grenade launcher. So I may actually... Crit chance... Yeah, so it's probably better for me to actually just swap these and have this weapon. It's just better. I also have the assault rifle. There's a regular assault rifle. Obviously, this one's better because it's more crit damage. So let's go ahead, level this up a little bit. Let's go ahead and throw some... Yeah, let's throw some ammo on there. And we'll throw a little bit of... Oh, what do we want? Let's throw a little bit of knockback. Let's do something like that. Sure. So we can see how this works. So you can see how now I have 2 modifiers for knockback. I'm up at level 5. I can do 1 more. So let's do another ammo. And there we go. So now I'm at level 6 out of 6. I am very broke because I just spent like all my money. We also have a stash. So if you want to store some of your equipment, you don't want to have it on your character, you can store it right there. And then what else do we have? Okay, so let's also open up this. So we have our inventory. You can look through all that. That's all the same. We'll kind of go over my gear. So like my gear, I have kinetic guns. Kinetic guns are just like your standard, typical gun that fires ammo. I also have an explosive gun. There's plasma guns. I think that's the only types I've seen. But so for right now, I'm giving my assault rifle and chain gun 25% extra crit. I have kinetic guns have 40% chance to penetrate. I have continuously launched missiles at enemies while firing primary weapons, which is sweet. Just some basic... I think these were just better than I had, maybe. Not sure what this is. Kinetic projectiles have +1 ricochet step. Not sure what that means. I have another one on my lower armor. And then creates an explosion. So this is what gave me the explosion. Want to dash. Oh, the other things that we have up here. So we have abilities. So this is why we want to be using our abilities. Because our abilities gain experience as we use them. And so we'll be able to work on, you'll see each ability has a tree like this. So if I go down to turret, same thing. There's a whole different tree. And we can kind of upgrade these as we go. So right now, my turret has additional fire rate. I also wanted to put targeting speed on it, so that way it targets enemies faster. We can see here, currently Barrage is level 2. I have 1 available ability point. So I could either go projectile speed, I could go damage, explosion range, cooldown. I think I'm going to go projectile speed. It seemed like they were a little bit slow when I was using. We also have characters. So we have this giant looking Path of Exile crazy level up system. We obviously have our, well, quote-unquote character in the middle, but we have the different branches. So down here we have abilities, and we can level those up. We have kind of the melee wing, we have the defense wing, and ranged wing. I'm going up in the ranged wing because you can see up here there's 3 different types, so it looks like those are the 3 different types of weapons in the game. Kinetic weapons, explosive weapons, and plasma weapons, so I'm trying to work my way up to these kinetic weapons over here because I really like my chain gun. And then, of course, we have the melee weapons, which, I mean, look at that. That looks so freaking cool. Just a giant gun on a giant dude with some giant armor. All the armor upgrades your visuals as you change it, which is also a sweet little addition. Oh, we got a whole bunch of places we can go. Okay, so let's go. I think we just did Sejon. Let's go ahead and do Gilgamesh. I believe this is a new map, or at least a new location. Well, so that's going to be eliminate. Let's see if they're all eliminates. This is an eliminate. This is also eliminate. Okay. And you'll see there's also a bounty, so we'll get 6K just for completing this mission. Let's go ahead and jump in, get her started. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a new location. Or like a new biome, basically. That's the best word to put it, a new biome. Oh, okay. Nope, please get out of here. Please get out of here. Let's set up the turret. Boom. Set up our missiles. There we go. Melee. Boom, get in there. Yeah, so the melee finishers to me feel super like Doom, right? Doom is all about just get in there fast, get some kills, get some gruesome kills, and just blow things up. As you kill them, you know, you get health, so you're not punished for jumping in, going into melee range and taking damage, right? Because you're getting rewarded for getting those up close kills. So there's a lot of rewards for just diving into groups of enemies, getting the kills. Nothing up here. Getting the kills and just brutalizing your enemies. So don't be afraid. You know, it's not like health is not. It's not like it's not plenty. I mean, you can see all this red that's dropping. It's all health. So it is plentiful. So I'm sure on higher difficulties, I'm playing on normal right now, which is the highest difficulty I had available to me. I'm sure on harder difficulties, that will not be such the case. But, you know, for right now, where that is the case, definitely take advantage. Jump in there, take out some enemies. But the combat, which is, I mean, arguably one of the most important things, if, like, it's either that or the loot, right? It's like... I think the combat has to be the most important thing. It feels very good. Movement feels very good and snappy. Your guns feel very impactful. Sound design feels very good. Everything has weight to it where it needs to be, but also it's also fluid where it needs to be, right? Like, I'm this guy wearing giant armor. I do not feel weighed down by the armor at all, but I also don't feel like I'm floating around the map, if that makes sense. There we go. Got some ammo. Unless there's a chest back here, which I don't think there is. Yeah, let's chop back a little guy. You can also tell there's no, like, health bars or anything that I was able to find. At least in the settings, you know, there's nowhere to turn them on. But you can kind of tell how weak enemies are getting based on, funny enough, how much blood they're covered in. The more damage they take. You can tell, especially with the little guys. The little guys are the easiest to see it on, I've noticed. The more blood they have, the closer they are to death. Which, you know, makes sense. Kind of like these guys. See how they're turning red here? They started all white. And then we can knock them down. Let's see. I will say it can be a little bit confusing because there's a bunch of chests like this around that you can't loot, but then there are singular chests that you can loot. So I'll see a lot of these sometimes and be like, "Oh, loot," and it's like, no, just set decoration. Just see, like, this was one that we could loot. Now, obviously, some things like those are definitely easier to see, but sometimes in the midst of it, like this one looks like you should be able to loot it. But alas, it is just design. And I mean, come on. This is what we want to feel like. This is just feeling like a badass, running into the action, killing the monsters, shooting everyone down, not really thinking too hard. And I think the skill tree, based on how much, I mean, I've seen it for all of 45 minutes, right? So I haven't had a lot of time to look at all the skills and see and look at the full tree. A lot of the tree, is, I will say, is actually unfinished and will likely be coming out in further versions. They're just kind of empty circles, so you can't actually do anything with them. But, that being said, I think that I'd kind of joked about the fact that it looked like a Path of Exile tree. And I know that Path of Exile, you know, has that stigma of being the game that the skill tree is a barrier to entry, right? There's definitely no way around that, that a lot of people want to play Path of Exile, but they look at the skill tree and they nope the heck out of there. They're like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to understand what's going on here. I also don't want to take the time to learn it. So I'm just going to skip on past it. But I think that this skill tree, while it has some similarities to what Path of Exile is doing, I don't think that it is as... I don't think it's nearly as complicated. I think it's a lot more straightforward, especially the fact that... and I might be wrong about this. I don't know if Path of Exile has labels like this tree does. So like when we looked at the skill tree, you know, it had the kinetic weapon area labeled. It had the explosive weapon area labeled. I don't know if Path to Exile has that. I know that it does have areas of the skill tree. When you know a little bit more about it and study it, you realize, oh, this area is just all fire damage, or oh, this area is all just electricity damage. But I don't remember if on first sight there are actually labels that tell you that, or you just have to kind of figure that out on your own. But the fact that this game, you know, does label those things, I think is a big plus, so that it's not as intimidating to people who maybe don't have a lot of experience with a skill tree like that. And I think that it'll make it much more approachable for people who, you know, maybe this is their first time in this type of genre. Now, as we've been playing, I have been saying a lot of good things about the game, but there are some things that I don't really like about the game. For one, and this is going to be totally opinion. There's going to be some people who very much disagree with me on this, and there are going to be some people who very much agree with me on this. The game has an effect, especially when you get into big firefights. You'll notice, oh, there's a chest up here, very nice, where the characters and some of the environment kind of has like a 3D effect to it, where you can kind of see it in these high impact spaces where everything kind of gets like a blue and red, kind of like when you look at 3D without the glasses, it's like blue and red. It kind of has that effect to it, and for me, it kind of makes everything look a little bit muddled. And especially when there's so much going on screen, to me, it's a little bit distracting. It's almost like a chromatic aberration or something. I would like a setting to be able to turn that off, because, like I said, for me, it's just a little bit distracting. And like I said, some people are gonna really like that. You know, it's a stylistic thing. It's definitely a choice. And it's a choice that I don't believe is wrong by any means. Just, you know, for me, it's a little bit tough to kind of... It's a little bit distracting, I think, it is the best way to put it. Now, the problem with the chain gun is it's very, very easy to spend all your ammo. So I gotta go... Where do we want to go? Let's keep going this way and kind of work our way round and about back down. Gotta be using my abilities a little bit more. Trying to do all this and talk at the same time is taking its toll on my brain. Okay, let's work our way up here. Oh, buddy. Set up the turret. I love that there's no actual... It doesn't take time. Oh, shoot. Okay, they killed me quite quickly. We got a couple revives, though, so let's go ahead and use those. Oh, it revived me literally right where I was. Was it up here that I was? Oh, yeah, it was definitely up here that I was. Ow. Oh. Pick up the gauntlets. Was there a chest back here or anything? No, but there's a little dude. Just smack him, get a little bit of health. Actually, since we're in here, let's go ahead. I have a couple skill points that I can use for my character. Let's go ahead and get range damage, and let's actually go max ammo. 5% max ammo. I was going to work this way on fire rate, but yeah, then we can get ammo drop amount. We also have like 10% max ammo. Yeah, so you can see that some of these circles aren't filled out yet, like all these ones on the exterior. Those will obviously be filled in, but just in this version of early access, they aren't in there yet. Let's go ahead and go to barrage. Let's level this up. Explosion range, an extra missile. What do we have up here? Heavy target preference. Ooh, we like that. Okay, let's go explosion range. Another very nice thing to pay attention to, and I appreciate this feature so much. Not enough games do this. You can freely remove talent points and respec however you want. That is such a nice feature, so that if you want to try a different build, go for it. There's literally no downside. You can do so on the fly. If I wanted to go all into melee combat right now, totally could. If I was starting to lose a run, maybe I could go into defense. I think it would be really interesting because they already allow you to have, or they already allow you to freely swap talent points. I think that it would be really interesting to have, like, up here. So, like, up here, for example, where there's a lot of kind of dead space, kind of similar to over here. If you put, like, profiles, so maybe you have, like, maybe you want a kinetic weapon loadout profile, you want an explosive weapon profile, you want a plasma weapon profile, maybe you want kinetic weapons, defense, so when you're on your last life, you have a defense profile, maybe you have a melee combat profile. I don't know how you'd want to set it up, but since it can allow you to respec on the fly, it's basically the same thing. It's just a quality of life feature, rather than be like, oh, I want to play my defense build now and have to respec it. Just build it out, save it as a profile, and then move on. Because they're basically they're basically already allowing you to do that. It's just the extra step you'd have to go through and manually do it versus something that they could give you as a preset button. What do you got up here? Oh, Jesus, that kind of actually scared me, not gonna lie. Holy crap. Guzzle and Gobble. Fantastic names. All right. I didn't even think about that, but I like the fact that even though I'm up, I'm up on a ramp, it's still shooting down at enemies. It's not 100% horizontal. If that makes sense. Set up another turret. Ooh, go pick up all this health. So you can see, even though I'm like sitting in the middle of a lot of these attacks, the fact that on boss fights, they spawn all these little units, so that way you can keep, oh Jesus, you can keep getting ammo, you can keep getting health, and just stay in the fight, be super active, be super in it. There we go, we got Guzzle, fantastic. Oh Jesus, okay, let's go ahead and pick up that health. Let's get the chain gun going, get this guy dead. Use our abilities, set up a turret, get in there, smack him, boom. Nice. We got a lot of melee weapons there. Very cool. Pick that all up. Pick this up. I also have noticed a little bit... I don't know if it's coming across in the recording. I'll have to look back myself later to see if it's actually doing this. But I've noticed that when I'm playing that it's not necessarily stuttering. It's almost like I'm dropping frames to like 45-ish. It's looking a little choppy. Again, it's like right now it's smooth. Right now it feels choppy to me. Just kind of mentioning, still feels choppy. Now it's smooth. Okay, so I don't know if that's appearing in the video, but I just wanted to make note of it, just in case the developers do happen to watch. I'm playing on a 4090, so I would be very surprised if... well, to be fair, I did have a frame counter up before because I was encountering that and I wanted to see if it was actual frame drops. It's not. It still says I'm getting full 60 frames 100% of the time. But, yeah, not exactly sure. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm actually going to check our equipment here, see if I have stuff to sell. So let's go through our armor first. Oh, let's see. And you can hit space. Space just compares what you already have versus what you're looking at. Kinetic projectiles have plus 50 split range. I don't know what split range is. And I haven't found it anywhere. So stuff like that, I would like to see maybe after the word split range, a little parentheses that has a little bit of reminder text what split range actually is. I'm assuming split range is at some point, maybe your bullet splits. I don't know, but I'm going to sell it. I still want my crit rate, so I'm going to sell that. Take a look at our shoulders here. We got a whole bunch. Explosive guns, plasma damage, or plasma projectiles, just shoulders. Yep, we can sell all this. Take a look at our chest here. Regular kinetic guns have extra ammo. This is what I was using before, but I got rid of it. I like the continuously launched missiles. More ammo, but has a bunch of stuff on it. Armor, ammo, and ammo drop amount. No, I think I'm still gonna sell it. Because I would rather have this and I can just throw those upgrades on. It's going to cost a bit of money, but, you know, is what it is. Got nothing on the back. Gauntlets, anything. Plasma guns, explosives. No, I don't really care about any of this. We can sell all this. Kinetic projectiles have 2 splinters on split. I will throw these on. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip those. We'll sell these. Explosive gun, get more drop. Yeah, I'll sell those. Extra dash. I like the explosion on dash. Yeah, and I have the dash cooldown, right? So I'll get rid of these as well. Take a look at our weapons here. I think I'll potentially the only assault rifle. Is this the one that I currently have? No. There's a little check here. I wasn't sure what that meant. I thought that maybe that was what I currently have equipped, but it's not. So I have ammo, crit damage, and knockback. That has a lot of fire rate. That has just a lot of damage and some projectile speed. I think I actually like this more. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip that. We're going to sell all these assault rifles. We have some Explo rifles. Okay. But these are also... Got it. These are also light weapons. I like my light weapons, so I'm going to get rid of these. And these are all just, I think, like pistols, basically. Then we have other. We got a bunch of stuff. So, okay, so interesting. So the grenade. I already have a grenade. If I use it, does that... Oh, it gets me to level 3. But that doesn't get me a new ability point? Or... Huh. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Because I know I was already at 2-2. Maybe it just gave me a bunch of experience. I don't know. So let's go ahead and level up our turret again. Spread reduction. Range, no. We could just go extra damage. I don't actually know which way... I want to be. I probably actually want to be going towards damage. Let's do that. Because it dies pretty quickly. Crit hit chance, crit hit damage. Let's go crit hit chance. Damage. There we go. Do I have any? I don't have any points. Okay. Let's go ahead and try and merge some stuff here. Or actually, hang on. Didn't I pick up a new... I thought I picked up a new melee weapon. No, it's just energy blades. Energy blades is the first one you start with. And then we also have a bunch of rocket hammers. There's a lot of... It seems like there's going to be... There's another sweet melee weapon I saw. But I don't have it yet. Let's go back into the star map. Let's go to Tiberius. Do another... Oh, this is an extract... Did this say extraction? So I think this is the other quest type that I was talking about that we'll get to see here. There is also... Well, at least on this weapon. I think... let me think. So I've tried the... Actually, you know what we should do here? Hang on. After I kill this guy, I'm going to swap my weapons. That way we can just see the, we can see this. Ammo drop, crit damage, knockback. Yeah, I'll do this one. We'll swap this up just so that you guys can see what the hammer's like. This one also, it has a little bit of a dash to it to get closer to your enemies. Not as much as the power sword. The hammer does play a little bit weird because you can kind of dash past some enemies, and so you won't always hit like that. So that's a little bit weird, but it is very strong. Does a lot of damage. Although the damage, you know, the damage isn't as important, right? Because the melee weapons, to me, feel like they're there for the final hit. You want to do them just to get the extra health and the extra ammo. I'm sure there is, you know, a melee build if you wanted to go for it, right? There's an entire melee half of the tree, of the skill tree. So if you wanted to just play this game fully melee, you probably could. You'd obviously be at a little bit of a disadvantage, given that you'd only have one weapon available versus 3, but that weapon isn't obviously restricted to your ammo. Where do we want to go? Let's go this way and let's clear this part of the map. The nice thing about the turret is it also acts as a little taunter too. Taunts enemies. These little guys, you can just smash them up. Just get a bunch of resources. Ooh, what are you doing here, bud? Let's go ahead and just explode you. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Let's just chain these guys down. There we go. There we go. Come on, buddies. Let's go. Oh my god, they're just hitting me. They're like, they have some like repellent. That's the first time that I've fought that enemy type, so I don't actually know what they do, but it seems like they kind of repel you away from them. I'm gonna save this weapon for the harder to kill enemies. This game does offer full controller support as well. I tried it a little bit with my Xbox controller. It's okay. So it's funny. I think I might have crossed the threshold from being a controller boy, which, you know, I made note of a couple times when I made my first couple of videos back on this channel, you know, a couple months ago, and I might have crossed that threshold. I might be off the controller. I think the thing that pushed me off the controller and onto mouse and keyboard for this game, because as a twin stick shooter, you know, it definitely does lean itself a little bit to using a controller. At least in my experience, it has been. I think one thing I would like to see that's not currently in the game is there's no key mapping of any kind. Even on mouse and keyboard, there's no key mapping. I would definitely like to see that. So, like, just some of the default buttons on the controllers aren't where I would like to see them. So, which is one of the reasons why I left the controller behind and I'm on mouse and keyboard. But it might be a different story if and when the devs implement key bindings. There we go. Take care of you. We were looking pretty rough there on our health, but we've managed to pull it back a little bit. Why do I feel like this is going in the direction of a boss fight? This is definitely going in the direction of a boss fight. Okay, let's clear the rest of the dungeon. There's no way that that's not the boss fight. Big open room. That screams to me. Big old boss booty. Yeah, and these enemies are annoying. They just... yeah, they just shock you. Looks like there's a chest back there. Or at least on first glance, it looks like there is one. Some legs. Nope, just ammo. Alright. Oh, look at that. We cleared the whole map except for that one room. I wonder where the boss is. Alright, let's go get him. And like I said, I believe that this one is an extraction, so we're going to get to see that quest type. And as far as I can tell, that's really the only difference between the dungeon types, I should say, is just the last boss. The last boss just changes. Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, so this looks to be like another execute. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was execute, not extract. The other thing that I'm not super crazy about, the camera, whenever you're in boss fights, it kind of repositions itself and focuses more on the boss than you. And it can be a little... What's the word? It's not distracting. I mean, really, the best way to put it is I just don't really like it. Because the whole time you're playing, I'm used to where the camera is focused on me. And then all of a sudden you get into a boss fight and it kind of changes between focusing priority on your character and the boss. And so, like, right now, it's kind of like he jumped over there and the camera just all of a sudden, like, focused on him. I would definitely like it if it just focused on either or. Mainly me. Just because that's how the rest of the game plays. Alright, we gotta do something about this guy. He is set up a turret. Use our abilities here. There we go. Nice little kill. Nice little kill. We get some levels up. Looks like there's a chest over here. See if we can get something from it. A couple mods. Anything over here? Nope. See, again, distracted by that one. All right. Beat me up, Scotty. Beat me up. All right, how are we doing? We got one more mission to do here for this one quest. Let's go ahead and, again, I'm not actually... Oh, use to gain 1,000 experience. Okay, literally says right there. Thank you very much, game. I appreciate when you put things in. When I don't read them, that's my own fault. Oh, man, we got a bunch of medium guns. What is this one? Plasma cannon? SMGs. All right, let's try out the plasma cannon this time. And then what else? Oh, rocket launcher. All right, let's give it a shot. And then we're not going to do the blaster. Oh, what is hardened spear? Oh, this was the other weapon I saw. I definitely want to check that out. Yes, this looks so cool. All right, let's do it. Let's get to it. Sejong. This is an eliminate. Hang on, can I go back to see what it was? I think maybe that was it. Yeah, it must have been an eliminate rather than extract. Not sure. Not a big deal either way. All right, what do we got? So this is our rocket. No. This is our rocket. Oh, heck yeah. Give it to me, buddy. Oh, yeah, that's the spear I want. All right. Come on, little buddy. Sick. And then what do we have? We have plasma cannon. Oh, don't zap me, bro. All right, plasma cannon's okay. Not my favorite. I definitely prefer my grenade launcher. Oh man, this map goes crazy. This might not be a great... Oh, they home in a little bit. They home in a little bit. All right, let's get back to the trusty old assault rifle. Ah, okay, that sound is just when our abilities pop back off cooldown. Let's go. We got some abilities here. Barrage, heavy target preference, extra missiles. Now let's go heavy target preference. And then let's keep working our way up. Let's go ammo drop amount. Did the turret... Is the turret changing colors? I thought it was like blue before. Ammo. Any chests up here? Nah. Anything? Oh, there's some pauldrons right there. I almost missed those. Here we go. Give them a little stab. Some thrusters. Anything back here? No. Alrighty, let's head down south here. Let's go ahead and go south for the winter. Ow. Ow. I don't like these close quarters. stab everyone to death. Give me my health. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I like the spear. Spear's okay. I think I might actually like the power sword the best, though. More ammo. Great. Pick up some more here. Yeah, I like the spear. I think I like the sword better. And it just looks freaking sweet, man. Come on, you got a glowing sword? How are you going to say no to that? Oh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Are you almost dead? What are you doing? You're glowing like... Oh, there we go. Now we can kill him with melee. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up this ammo. Got some ammo up here. We got ammo over here. Let's go back to the... What was it called? The energy cannon? Something or other? God, man, a lot of these orbs that just sap you. Hey, no, no, no. No surprise attacks. I don't like it. Oh, boy, I'm super dead. I'm super dead. Okay, let's revive. Get me out. Okay. Out of the frying pan and into the bigger, scarier frying pan. Oh, my dang. Chop him. I need some health. I need some health. This better not be another boss. Okay, good, good. Have I already come through here? I have already come through here. Don't zap me. Yeah, those things are quite annoying. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no, buddy. Oh, big ol' heck no. There we go. 1. Oh, here we go. 2. Slowly getting that health back. Yeah, I really don't like this gun. I want my grenade launcher. Fire rate, damage knockback. Nope, give me that one. Psst. Haha. Give me your health. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good now. Okay, let's go. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Attack the turret. Attack the turret. Attack the turret. There we go. Level 5 power sword. Sweet. Die for me. Thank you. I'll feast on your corpses. Ow. That was my bad. Set up a turret here. Probably actually want some turret range. If you couldn't shoot that little guy, you can't shoot very far. Pick up all this ammo here. We're kind of low on our rocket launcher. So where do we need to go? Up and to the left. This looks like a big open space for a target acquired. Screecher, baby. There you go. Attack him. Don't attack me. Pick up that health. Get nice and healthy. Ow. That's my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Oh boy, I'm going up and down in health. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Gain new level on our turrets. Fantastic. Any chests? Any chests? It doesn't look like it. Looks like that's it. All right. Don't need that health, but I'm going to take it anyway because I'm a loot whore. All right, there we go. That completes that quest. Now we have another little, little story area. The story itself, or the campaign, I guess I should say. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been paying attention all to it. I don't think that is the main attractor to this game anyway. But besides basically just this little icon here that you have little dialogue to, there's not really a big connection to the story. Or connection is maybe the wrong word, just in case people misinterpret that. But not that I don't feel a connection between what's going on in the story and how it connects to the dungeons. But, for example, like when you're in the dungeons itself, there's no real... how do I put it? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but the two just don't feel like they're mutually exclusive to each other. It just kind of feels like talking here is what allows me to pick up new quests here, and that's basically it. And that may be something that gets fleshed out in further versions, because at this point, really, it just feels like, okay, just get me in here, let me do all my gun weapon and upgrades, and then just get me back into the next map and killing enemies. For the most part, I will say that the maps themselves don't feel repetitive, but I would say the gameplay loop, I think after a couple hours, probably would likely start getting repetitive. And again, I don't want to be too, like, pushy in that direction, because this is an early access game. It's probably, there's probably a lot more stuff coming down the line. And I'm also very early on in the game. I'm literally under 2 hours of gameplay. So I'll have to see what else comes in the game. I'm kind of expecting more... I think more objectives in the map is what I'm looking for, because ultimately it's just kind of like hunt down the boss, kill the boss, and move on. There's no other objectives on the map. I guess that's what I was trying to say before, right? Is basically so far the campaign quests have all just been execute. There's been one extraction where I had to get the Asian guy that we talked to, break his capsule, and then bring him onto the ship. Other than that, there hasn't been like, oh, you need to rescue, you need to acquire this piece of tech, go ahead and put it into this computer that's on the other side of the map. It will give you some information, and even if it's a MacGuffin style objective, currently it's just kind of wander the map and kill things, and that may be what these kinds of games are like. I've played kind of very few of these. I've mentioned before, I've tried Diablo, I've tried Path of Exile, I've tried Last Epoch, and they didn't really speak to me back when I tried them, anywhere between 6 and 12 months ago. I don't recall exactly how long ago it was, but it was long enough that I wasn't kind of back in the gaming sphere, and they just didn't really speak to me. So that may just be, this style of game is just a lot of kill things, make busted weapons. But I've talked about this before as well. I like having those different objectives, kind of different goals. And also, like I said, I'm going to repeat it just one more time. That may be something that comes down the line in this game, right? Less than 2 hours in. So it can't be super hard on that. The game itself, combat feels phenomenal. Movement, super smooth, very smooth. I never felt like... I think what is also very important is, even though there are no like markers on the ground of where enemies are going to do their attacks, I never felt like I was being hit by something that I shouldn't be being hit by, which is a really good thing in a game that's as chaotic as this, where obviously I'm in the middle of all this action, I'm taking a lot of damage all the time, but even when there was only one enemy, I never felt like, oh man, I was too far away from that enemy, I shouldn't have been hit by something, or man, that range attack just didn't feel like... I actually don't even know. Well, the only range attacks that we really saw were technically the orbs, even though one of them was just shocking us and one was throwing himself at us. But yeah, I never felt like I was getting hit by something that I shouldn't be. Combat all feels really good. The only weapon that felt a little odd, the only melee weapon I should say, was the hammer. The hammer, sometimes I would dash past my opponents versus, and I think that has to do with the like hit box of the weapon. So what I mean by that is like the power sword, right? Basically everything down from the tip of the sword down to your hands is all weapon, right? So you'd expect anything hit by that portion, by the blade, would be hit. So when your character dashes in and swings, it makes sense that something that's right next to you would get hit, because that's where the blade, that's where part of the blade is. It's literally 2 inches above your hands. The power hammer, though, has a big, you know, we'll say 3 feet, however long it is, of stick before it gets the hammer. So if you dash into an enemy and hit the ground, technically there is a space between your character's body and the top of the hammer, so there's a space where they can be where you can kind of miss. Even though there's a slight AoE, I still felt like I was missing some enemies, so that felt a little bit weird, especially when it forces you to dash in. I feel like either the AoE should be a little bit bigger so that it can hit closer to you, so that way if you basically dive right in on an enemy, you can still hit them, or just make it so that enemies that are that close get hit. That was the only thing that really felt weird to me with the melee attacks. All the guns felt pretty good. Even the what was it? It was this one right here, the plasma cannon. It felt fine. It just wasn't a weapon for me. I'm sure there'll be someone out there who does prefer it. The grenade launcher was pretty fun. I think it was pretty repetitive with the rocket launcher. I would still obviously go with the chain gun. This is so far my favorite heavy gun, although I've only had 2. I haven't tried the SMG out in terms of light gun. Assault rifle is way better than the blaster, but I mean, it's the starting weapon. What do you expect? I haven't really tried like the plasma build yet. I haven't even really tried out the kinetic build yet. To be fair, I'm still kind of building up the skill tree. But for what it seems right now, I actually really like the gear system. It is complex enough that you'll be able to customize your character how you want, but it's also simple enough. Again, I'm going to make another comparison to Path of Exile, just because, again, not that this game is, I mean, it has a similar structure to Path of Exile, but obviously there are a lot of differences. One thing that set me off about Path of Exile was some of the gear stats. To me, were so confusing, and I know a lot of people like get off on the stats in that game. They're stat junkies and they have their spreadsheets. For me, that was just too much. It was like, okay, it's one thing if I'm comparing 2 weapons. So for example, if I'm just comparing these 2 pieces of armor, what am I comparing? I'm comparing the armor, the speed, and what ability it has. That's 3 things. In Path of Exile, it felt like, okay, you have the armor, and then you have all of your different stats. You have stats that augment different elements of attacks. You have stats that augment how fast things regenerate. You have stats that augment... It was like 10 different stats on each piece, and they don't augment the same things. So I was getting way too confused. So this definitely waters down the equipment system if you were going to compare the 2. But again, it's not like they're competing in the same genre. To an extent that like Diablo and Path of Exile are competing, right? So yeah, there's definitely a lot of customization here with this whole mod system. I'm actually just gonna do this while I'm here. So there's definitely a lot of experimentation you can do with weapons here. You can, modding all of your weapons. No, I didn't want to do that. Modding all your weapons, giving them different abilities. We have all these, stagger duration, supports attack range. I think support is probably like our turret, I'm guessing. What else we have? Ability damage. So there's a bunch of different mods you can do, and I think there's going to be a lot of customization. The fact that you're going to be able to, all the weapons, as far as I've noticed, all have the same base stats. So it's not like you're going to be looking for the grenade launcher that has slightly more damage than another grenade launcher. Every grenade launcher is basically at level 1 base the same as far as I've seen. But you can also obviously find weapons that already have upgrades to them. And those upgrades basically are just going to make it so that they save you money, right? Because if I were to... Let's see. So let's go ahead and actually, I want to make sure I equip this one. I keep swapping out here. So if we place this in, right, this has no upgrades. We throw this in, it's $1,000 versus we throw this one in and upgrade it. It's the same exact upgrade, but it's $4,000. So, and this is only level 5. I'm assuming this is going to be able to go hog wild, right? You can have 3 different types, and you have, what, 3... Looks like 9. So you can upgrade each of these 9 times. That's 27 upgrades. We're on upgrade number 5, and it's costing $4,000. So these are going to start getting expensive real fast. But the fact that you can have, you know, you can have multiple different rocket launchers that basically you don't have to grind for the bet. Like if you're playing on impossible difficulty, right? You don't have to, if you want to have multiple builds of weapon, you don't have to grind multiple versions of that gun, the best version of that gun. You can just kind of get one and upgrade it for the build you want, which is cool. Yeah, the music was super cool. The theme itself, like the style of the game, is definitely cool. It actually, so the developers, when they sent me an email about the game, and obviously everyone's kind of using the same terminology, is because they used it. It's Diablo meets Doom. It almost feels a little bit to me like there's some Warhammer 40K and what was the other? I was thinking about this earlier. What was the other game that it felt like? Shoot. Well, now I forgot what it was, but there were a couple other games inspiration in there that I felt. But yeah, definitely Diablo and Doom are, you can definitely tell, are super big inspirations, and I think they lean into each other very well. So yeah, guys, this has been Dreadhunter. I don't believe I said so. Well, actually, I'm not going to say so because there actually is no demo for this game. The other big drawback I will say, which unfortunately I didn't say so in the beginning, but I will point out now. So this game is in early access. There is no demo available, and the price is pretty steep. This is a $35 game, which I'm going to have to play more to see if it is worth the $35. $35 is a pretty steep price to ask for a game. Now, that being said, obviously we're living in a world where games are costing like $70, $80, up to $150 now if you want to be a quadruple, or was it $150? Whatever, if you want to be a quadruple A game. This obviously isn't a quadruple A game. But $35 is a steep price to pay, and it is a steep ask for a lot of people who, you know, money is tight right now. So that's something you got to think about too. You know, that might be a barrier point for a lot of players, which would be unfortunate, but it is what it is. Just want to put that out there in case, you know, you got to this point and you didn't know that. Unfortunately, I didn't mention at the beginning, but so it goes. We put it in the video. Can't say I didn't say, all right? But guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Here we play all kinds of roguelikes, roguelites, deck and dice builders, tactical strategy games, auto battlers, and so much more. But guys, for today, I've been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all next time.